Hello, here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster, and we've had two pair of shoes sent in from the same customer. Look at the shoes here, they look very similar shoes. This is a Tods, and this is a Cheaney, Joseph Cheaney. And the Cheaney, look, have come in for a repair. They've worn beautifully, they've just a little bit of wear, ready on the heel, look, just to the heel stack, and then on the sole, he's worn through the cork, but that's just perfect, just what we expect to see on a pair of shoes. And you know, the chap definitely likes to get his money's worth. That's a lovely pair of Cheaneys, and I'm not even sure that this is the first repair on these. There's some sort of name on that sole, and I don't know if they're original soles on those Cheaneys, but lovely shoes. This here pair of Tods, again, a lovely shoe. And when I pick a pair of Tods up, I always like them. Nicely leather lined. Of course, we look inside, as I always tell you to do. Look inside. We can't see any sort of leather insole. We can't see the main leather insole that's the structure of the shoe. We can see this leather sock that runs all the way through. If we look in the Cheaney and we look down at the front, we can see the leather insole that the structure of the shoe is made on, and a half leather sock. The Tods have got the full leather sock in, and they're nicely leather lined, and the nice uppers. When you turn the shoe over, we have a rubber sole unit on there. We've got a mock welt on here, and you see the mock welt down there. This heel stack, I believe, is a plastic heel stack with a leather covering on it. You can just see where it's just lifting slightly in the corners here, and there, look, you can see, in fact here you can see, look, just have a quick look here if you would. You can see the leather. So this is a leather covering around a plastic heel stack and a rubber heel. Now these have been sent in because they've come unstuck. This is a cemented construction shoe, but a really nice quality fashion shoe with this cemented construction. Now the soles come up, we can see that we've got a cardboard, fiberboard insole that the shoe is made on. These two surfaces here, they're like a fiberboard, Conti board, and the mock welt is just stuck to this rubber sole. So, does that make them rubbish? It doesn't. It really doesn't. It makes them definitely not on par with a Joseph Cheaney. This is a Goodyear welted English way of making a shoe. This is a European way of making a shoe with the cemented construction. The leather upper would have been an expensive leather. It feels really nice. It's fully leather lined. It's got this full leather insole in, which gives it away for me straight away that we're going to be on a fiberboard structure. The construct is just pull the upper round, bond it down, and then glue a unit on that's already had a mock welt stuck to it. So what do we do with them? Well, the customer has asked us to bond it back and stitch it back together, which we can do. We can stitch that back. We can take the insole out. This insole will just pull out of here. Let me just see if that will come. The insole will pull out, and we can bond that down, get the Blake machine inside and groove this and stitch it all the way around, and that will be solid, and we're never relying on glue. How long will that glue have lasted? Well, I think it could probably have done 8 to 10 years before it's come away. Once we've stitched through this rubber sole, every time the needle comes down and stitches through the outsole, the midsole, the insole, and then through the top sole, every stitch is leaving a hole there. So when the customer walks on this shoe in the wet, there is a concern that the way his foot's inside there, he will draw moisture up through all of these holes that we're going to stitch. Now, if the gentleman's out in a shower, he'll be absolutely fine, but if he's caught out in some really wet weather, he's going to draw moisture up into the shoe. So we are going to just contact this customer and just say to him, you know, are you sure we don't just want us to bond this back together and then the sole is still sealed? Or do you really want us to bond it and then stitch it? You'll never have this problem again, but you have got the worry, if it's really peeing it down, your feet are going to get wet. So we'll get back to the customer. A very easy job for us to sort out here at the Shoe Healer. My way is probably we should just rebond this. It's going to get another 8 to 10 years before the glue goes off. And the Cheaneys, they will just get a full rebuild. And you've seen all the rebuilds, the stripped down rebuilds. That will get a really standard repair. Be absolutely beautiful again. Okay, it's only by chance I've caught these before they went out. This is the Tods that Paul's cleaned it all up, bonded it back, grooved it. Blake stitched it all, stitched through the inside of the shoe. It's got the full leather insock in there that we know is covering up the cardboard, we shouldn't say cardboard, the fibre board insole in there. Yeah, lovely, gone back together lovely. That is going to just make those last forever, never going to come apart. And then the Cheaney have had Paul's, look at that, he does such a lovely job. Leather sole, leather heel with rubber combination on, lovely smooth edges, gorgeous stitching, all back together. What a lovely repair. So yeah, both of these sorted out. Going back to the customer, you didn't need to see the repair. You know what the repair was about, just cleaning these up and stitching them back down again. It's just made them into the shoe that they probably should always have been. A little bit of stitching on these shoes that are made in Italy and Spain, and just because, but they insist on bonding them together. Cemented construction, but they're sorted now. Lovely, two lovely pairs on the way back to the customer.